In today's video, I'm talking about how to sell way more during your Facebook Live events. So I've got 10 tips for you and they're pretty epic. Let's dive in. Okay, so tip number 10, you want to make sure that you have a set schedule for the year. I found that when I set up an exact schedule of when I was going to host my lives, it made it easier for me and my sanity and for my family. They knew when I was going to be busy. Number two, it made it easy for me to invite my team because they knew exactly when the event was going to be. And number three, it made it really easy for me to plug clients into different time slots because I knew exactly when they were going to be held. And I did my events once every 3 weeks, and I had a theme for each different one. Now, the reason I chose every 3 weeks is that was not my primary way of making money. I did host home parties, so I was out in the field doing a lot of business building that way. And then I would also do one big live event, and I did that every 3 weeks. So if your model is a little bit different, obviously you can change the frequency of how you're doing it, but that one set schedule brought so much clarity and made things so much easier for me. And I will say this, if you're enjoying this, I actually put all of these 10 steps below. There's a guide that you can click and you can literally print it off. It's beautiful. Let me show it to you. See how pretty this is? It's so pretty. Anyway, all the tips are right in here for you and it's right below, so you can totally snag it. Tip number 9, we know that this is a people business, but it's a numbers game, so you want to invite a lot of people. Like seriously, my goal was always to have 30 confirmed guests that were attending. Confirmed meaning they responded back, they were coming, I reminded them multiple times, and so that I made sure that I had a lot of people on. If I had 30 confirmed, I probably had about 15 to 20 that actually showed up. But I was so on purpose about having lots of guests at that event, and it's so critical for your success to not just rely on 1 or 2 people. We want to rely on lots of people and then work with a few that actually do show up from all the reminding that we do. Our job as network marketers, direct sellers, and social sellers is to become a professional reminder. No, seriously, become a professional at it and you will crush it. Okay, so tip number 8, make sure that you mail them a price sheet in advance. The reason being is that number 1, it acts as a reminder on their desk that they need to order from you. Like if they get off your live and there's nothing there to remind them, they'll not order from you. Number 2, it makes you look super professional. Number 3, it's pretty and it makes their heart dance. And number 4, it helps to simplify the ordering process. I truly believe that when we don't close deals and sales, it's because a confused mind does nothing. And if you are confusing them by throwing a catalog at them or your website at them with a million options, they're gonna feel overwhelmed and they would rather just retreat than stay in that overwhelmed state. So if you can give them a very organized sheet that has different little sets on them and then explain the different sets and the price benefits for getting this set plus this set and the savings, they're going to be way more apt to purchase from you. And so you need to make it very clean and clear and you will sell infinitely more. Okay, number 7, I said it already, but I'll say it again because I am a professional reminder. You must be a professional reminder. Seriously, you got to remind people over and over and over again. That is our job. When you build a network marketing business or a direct sales business, or really any business for that matter, and you have people involved, you will constantly be reminding those people to come to the things. You will constantly be reminding your team to come to the things. You will remind people about the upcoming training. You will remind people about their next leadership rank. You will remind people about all the things. Reminding is so critical, especially for these Facebook Lives. You want to remind people, so you must be this. Okay, depending on where you're hosting the live, like if you're doing it in Facebook, which is where I always did mine, I always made sure that the people were added to the group. That is like an extra step that takes a little bit of time to make sure they're in there, but it is always one of my follow-up questions. Hey, I just want to make sure you made it to the group okay. It's called this. Are you in it okay? Were you able to find it? Because majority of humans do not know how to use Facebook. Like you and me may, because we're like social media people and we like build our business that way, but not everyone is like that. And so I really held their hand and made sure they were in the group so that they could watch the upcoming live event that I had. Okay, so number 5, make sure that you have one private Facebook group that you use for all your events. And the reason being is I saw a lot of people that would say, oh, I've got a group over here and a group over here and I've got a group over here, and every time I have a different hostess, and I'm like,
whoa, that's like so much work. Why would you do that?
I just had one group and I added everybody into it. Why? Because number 1, it looks way more impressive when there's a lot of people in a group. Number 2, if people weren't registered for my upcoming one, they were still in the group. So I literally had people that were like,
oh man, I just caught your live last night. I actually need to order some stuff.
Or,
oh, I just caught your live last night. I was thinking about joining your team and I just remembered I forgot to do that.
I'm not even kidding, these are real things that happened. And so why would you put people on all different little islands? I put them all on the same island so they can interact and be inspired together and be reminded together. So one group. Okay, so another way to get tons of people to watch, this is number 4, is to make sure that you have also set up an event in your Facebook group. So not only did I have them in the group, I also created an event, and then I would tag them in the event to remind them to come. Facebook would also then remind them to come when they were part of that event. And then when I went live, I would go live in the group and then share it to the event. So it would hit people in the group and it would hit people in the event who were also being automatically reminded by Facebook, infinitely increase the amount of people who showed up for the event. And tip number 3, I kind of already covered in tip number 4 by accident, but basically you want to make sure that you share the event. And when I was live, I found it difficult to be like, hold on, I'm live, let me go share it. So I assigned someone on my team or like a helper to take the live that I was doing in the group and share it over to the event. There's a little arrow that's like curved, a little share button. They would hit and send it right to the event. And that made such a difference. So having a little helper on hand can be really helpful so you're not like super stressed as you're trying to talk and manage all the things. But if it's only you, and then just be honest with people. I'm like, hold on a second. I have to share this to the event. Give me 1 second. All right, number 2, make sure that you have your guests star the things on their price sheet that they want on their wish list. And then have them circle the items that they want to actually get started with. That will help you so much when it comes to having the one-on-one conversation with them by phone or by a quick video chat where they can show you their sheet, or they can even text you a picture of their sheet so you know exactly where to start the conversation. What's on their wish list, then what do they actually want, and then you can work out deals and specials with them if your company allows that in order for you to close those sales. Okay, and this may be the most important one of all. This is to make sure to follow up with absolutely everybody by a text message. And why do I say that? Most humans do not use Facebook Messenger, or they don't check it, or they don't even know that things go to their other folder. And so you and I might know because we use social media to build our businesses, but most people don't. And so with your customers, make sure that you have everybody's cell phone number and you are texting them after the event to follow up, because usually during a live event, they kind of disappear right after the event to go tend to the family or the kids or life, and they forget to place an order. And so you need to follow up and you need to text them in order to close those deals. And if you can somehow create scarcity and urgency with the deals that you offer, meaning Friday, that 10% discount is going away. So I'll follow up with you a few times before Friday so you can score the deal. You're gonna close infinitely more sales. So definitely use scarcity and urgency when you're selling. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed these tips. I did put a whole guide below with all of this written out, and it's pretty, and it's so pretty. It's like 7 pages or 8 pages. You can grab it, it's right below this video. And if you found this helpful, feel free to share it with your team, share it out to the world. And I love you, you are beautiful, and you are made for more, my friend. Bye for now.